God was not on speaking terms with the Israelite King Saul. And Saul wanted to know in advance the outcome of the war that he was about to fight against the Philistines. You can read about this account in 1 Samuel chapter 28 or listen to my audio recording in this playlist. Verse 6 it says, "And when Saul inquired of the Lord answered him not, neither by dreams, nor by Urim, nor by prophets." Since God would not answer him, Saul secretly went to see a witch. Do you think that God would speak to Saul through the witch? God had strictly forbidden communicating with witches. Wouldn't God be going contrary to his own law by sending his prophet Samuel to speak with the witch and Saul? When people find out, wouldn't that encourage them to go and see witches? Here is God's command against witchcraft. Deuteronomy 18:10. "There shall not be found among you anyone that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire, or that useth divination, or an observer of times, or an enchanter, or a witch, or a charmer, or a consulter with familiar spirits, or a wizard, or a necromancer. For all that do these things are an abomination unto the Lord." When the witch supposedly brings up the righteous prophet Samuel, this apparition appeared from beneath the earth, not from heaven, as would be expected of a dead righteous prophet. In 1 Samuel 28, verses 13 and 14, we read, "And the king said unto her, Be not afraid, for what sawest thou? And the woman said unto Saul, I saw gods ascending out of the earth. And he said unto her, What form is he of? And she said, An old man cometh up, and he is covered with a mantle. And Saul perceived that it was Samuel, and he stooped with his face to the ground and bowed himself." It says that Saul perceived that it was Samuel based on the witch's description. Saul would have recognized the voice. The Spirit went on to give Saul an accurate prophecy that was fulfilled the very next day. Should we conclude then that that was indeed the righteous prophet Samuel? Not when we consider the following verses. Revelation 12, 7-9. "And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels, and prevailed not, neither was their place found any more in heaven. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him." 2 Corinthians 11, verses 13-15. "For such are false apostles, deceitful workers, transforming themselves into the apostles of Christ. And no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. Therefore it is no great thing if his ministers also be transformed as the ministers of righteousness, whose end shall be according to their works." 2 Corinthians 2, verse 11, "Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices." It is the power to deceive and lead people away from truth why witchcraft is condemned by God. The demon, pretending to be Samuel, said in verse 19, "And tomorrow shalt thou and thy sons be with me," meaning they would die in battle and be with Samuel the prophet. Here is another inconsistency. If this was indeed the prophet of the Lord Samuel, and based on the false teaching that Samuel was living in heaven, why would Samuel tell the disobedient king that they would be together the next day? Saul took his own life by falling on his sword when he saw that he did indeed lose the battle. Do you think the righteous prophet and the disobedient king would be together in death? We can be sure that was not the prophet Samuel that spoke with the witch and Saul. It was a demon, a fallen angel. They have the ability to appear as and imitate any person perfectly. That is why It is so incredibly deceptive to communicate with them, and that is why it is forbidden by God. If you want to hear a first-hand testimony of someone that was deceived by fallen angels and how he was delivered by the grace of God, please look at my testimonies playlist and watch Roger Morneau's testimony, A Trip into the Supernatural. And if you want to know how to be saved eternally from the deceptions of Satan, then please watch my video, How to Live Forever. Thank you for watching. God bless you.